Sale priced at the Levitt's near you.
You'll love it at Levitt's.
When it really matters, put Bridgestone between you and the road. Bridgestone.
Bridgestone steel-belted radial passenger tires. Twin steel belts for strength, plus continuous quality control checks for uniformity and balance of every single steel-belted radial we sell. Bridgestone is a world-leading tire manufacturer.
When it really matters, put Bridgestone between you and the road. Bridgestone, Bridgestone.
That's upstairs.
Selling the house you love can be rough.
These two hands paneled this room.
He knows. He knows.
But Vermel Smaby Realtors know what you're going through.
These two hands.
He knows.
That's why Vermel Smaby does everything to make your move as painless as possible.
He knows.
Including getting you a fair price.
That much.
He knows.
Talk to Vermel Smaby. They know what a move means.
St. Paul Mayor George Latimer told members of the city's gay community there's no evidence that a crime was committed in the mysterious death of homosexual Leslie Bencott. Joe Casella was there and filed this report.
Latimer had investigating police officers and the pathologist who performed the autopsy present when he said although there's no evidence of a crime, the investigation will continue. Bencott's body was found in his apartment. The phrase, "fags will die," was written in toothpaste and a room divider, and his stereo and television set were missing. He had been drinking, and although there were no signs of a struggle, the gay community thinks Bencott was murdered because he was gay. They also think police have done a poor job in investigating. A pathologist said he could find no cause of death and discounted charges Bencott had been smothered.
It's true that very little evidence is normally found in a smothering, except that you normally do have something that shows some slight violence, a scratch, a cut, a room that's disturbed. It's not the usual scene that you find a smothering in.
In an effort to draw public and media attention to attacks against gays and lesbians, members of those communities will gather tonight at St. Paul City Hall, where they'll hold what they term an angry rally. That rally will culminate here at the St. Paul Police Department, where effigies will be burned to protest police and judicial handling of gay-related crimes. Joe Casella, News Center 11.
About 30 cafeteria employees at General Mills headquarters in Golden Valley are on strike. The union employees walked off their jobs at 4:30 this morning after rejecting a company wage offer. A union spokesman called the current wage of $3.36 an hour a poverty level. The General Mills official told News Center 11 he does not anticipate any further talks in the near future. The ceiling on conventional home loans in Minnesota will rise to an all-time high of 11.75% next month. The rate was announced today by State Banking Commissioner Michael Fine. The ceiling is set each month. However, lenders are not required to charge the maximum rate. University of Minnesota physicians say that about 200 Minnesotans will be paralyzed by spinal cord injuries this year. Today, Dr. Michael Breen, on his Your Health segment, met two men who are paralyzed and are trying to decrease that number.
Because he was careless, John Schatzling broke his back in a diving accident 10 years ago. This July, 50 Minnesotans will make the same mistake, and that galls Schatzling. So today, he and a friend, Jim Kelly, held a news conference to alert the public.
The 4th of July, we see a lot of patients come into the hospital with new broken necks and broken backs from car accident and diving as the two largest incidents. And I've been working in this field for 10 years and figured it was about time we tried to start getting some prevention warnings out rather than always saying, oh, isn't it too bad he broke his neck.
Schatzling says many diving accidents involve children who jump into shallow water from the end of a pier. 60% of the accidents involve alcohol. It sounds like a crazy idea. A news conference given by two men in wheelchairs at the edge of a dock on the topic of water safety. But Schlatzstein says if it makes one swimmer think twice before jumping into shallow water, or it makes him think before mixing alcohol and swimming, then the news conference was worth it. This is Dr. Michael Breen, News Center 11.
And we'll have an update on the storm activity coming through the Twin City area when News Center 11 continues.
An asthmatic child yearning for the outdoor life. He went
wanted to be a cowboy, sportsman, big game hunter. By exercising and training both his mind and body, he grew up to be all these things. And also our youngest and one of our most charismatic presidents. Teddy Roosevelt, that man of tremendous energy and high spirits, urged us all to lead a strenuous life and uphold the frontier spirits. Under him, America's 45-star flag first was recognized as a symbol of world power, and the great national conservation movement was begun. He was the first American to win the Nobel Peace Prize. After his death, a policeman was heard to say, it wasn't only that he was such a great man, but, oh, there was such fun in having him as our leader.
21 Days of America, brought to you by the largest savings institution in our part of the country, Twin City Federal.
Cut. Let's try it again after lunch.
After a workout like that, you think I get my luggage free? Well, I don't. But I do know where to find a bargain on quality Samsonite luggage. Twin City Federal. Right now, TCF savers are getting specially reduced prices on Samsonite overnight bags, Pullmans, and other luggage. And they're getting Buxton accessories free with qualifying deposits. Start saving at Twin City Federal. Hey, here's my lunch.
This is the parking lot at Metropolitan Stadium where the 10 Twin Cities Dodge dealers are preparing the biggest sale I've ever heard about. There'll be over 600 units right out here on the lot. You can get four-wheel drives, Ram Chargers, vans, van conversions, pickup trucks, and all priced so low you can hardly believe it. So don't pass it up. Big deal. Starts Friday morning at 8 o'clock, goes around the clock until Saturday midnight.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, the Twin City metropolitan area is still under a tornado watch at this time.
Tornado watch, but we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect right now for Anoka, Hennepin, Carver, Ramsey, and Scott counties, and that'll last until 11:45. Here's the area outline of the tornado watch itself, which covers most of Minnesota at this hour. We do have reports of at least 10 tornadoes touching down in the areas where the squall line is now headed. We'll look at radar momentarily. Right now, we do have a live picture on 494 and 94 looking north towards St. Cloud. You can see the big, long line of heavy thunderstorm activity now approaching the Twin Cities metro area, and already people having to turn their lights on because it is getting rather dark outside. Also, some cloud-to-ground lightning, as our instant eye points out, and also in this storm activity, we'll find some very heavy rains, hail, and possibly some tornadoes as well. That is why they did issue the tornado watch. Right now in the Twin Cities, let's check the current weather conditions. 73 degrees at this hour. The daytime high was 76. The overnight low 61. Our humidity at 62%. Barometer is falling as low pressure moves in at 29.89 inches of mercury. Winds are southerly at 13 miles per hour. Here's the sequence of events today. Here's a look at the satellite picture from 22,000 miles in space. Very evident of what is happening right now. These billowing clouds are the storm activity which stretch all the way down into portions of northern Iowa. This storm system itself is moving toward the east. In behind it, you can see the nice clear skies beginning to build out toward the west as high pressure moves into the western Dakotas. Now, Storm Surge radar started recording at 11:15 this morning when this big, long line began to move eastward over the Twin Cities. It wasn't very heavy. That's why we had only light drizzle. But then they began to build and build and build until you get our current radar picture, which shows a big squall line just to the southeast of St. Cloud, stretching down to the southwest. This is the severe thunderstorms, and these are all moving toward the east-southeast at around 30 miles per hour right now. Let me give you a closer shot of all the activity. You can see the red or darker black pointing out on your black and white sets as the more heavier thunderstorm activity, and this line stretching all the way down will be approaching the Twin Cities within at least a half an hour to 45 minutes. Now, the reason for all of the activity is a low-pressure trough now located directly over eastern Minnesota. Tomorrow it will spread toward the east, and behind it clear skies will break out, so we'll have a nice sunny day for tomorrow. Our forecast map right now calls, well, here's big high-pressure building, this big storm system moving over into eastern Wisconsin and the lower and middle Great Lakes regions for tomorrow, and in behind it we have nothing but fair skies. Our forecast for tonight, tornado watch in effect now until 9 o'clock tonight. Strong heavy winds, hail, and heavy rains and possibly tornadoes expected. Lows tonight 55 to 60 degrees. And for tomorrow, sunny skies again, highs 80 to 85. And for boaters and fishermen, a nice day. Winds northwest at 10 to 15. Lakes will be smooth to an occasional light chop. The barometer steady all day. Extended forecast now for Saturday and Sunday. A good weekend, partly cloudy skies, highs in the 80s and lows in the 60s. So once we get rid of this, and we'll be in good shape. But I'll have updates as the night goes on all this activity.
All right, thank you, Glenn. The Wright County Board has turned down a plan to convert the home of the late Hubert Humphrey into a retreat for the mentally retarded. A county spokesman said that many residents in the Waverly area were opposed to that project because it would be tax exempt. Reggie Jackson working out with the Yankees again, and Bob Kurtz will have all of the sports as News Center 11 continues.
America sure loves the crunchy natural goodness of granola, but America also loves the creamy goodness of real fruit yogurt. So Crunchola is proud to announce the Great American Get-Together, Crunchola yogurt and granola bars. Made with natural, wholesome granola, plus luscious real fruit yogurt. There's no artificial preservatives at all. Yogurt and granola bars from Crunchola, the Great American Get-Together.
We should get together more often.
Menards is your complete building material headquarters with everything you need at discount prices, including Menard roof trusses. Menards builds trusses up to 80-foot clear span. During Menards rock bottom sale, our 24-foot roof trusses are only $24.99 each. They're precision built, fully assembled, and conform to the Uniform Building Code. Get your roof closed in fast with Menard roof trusses. 24-foot trusses on sale at just $24.99 each. Hurry, rock bottom sale ends Tuesday, July 3rd.
Big money when you shop Menards.
Why buy a machine that does only one job, like a mulching mower? I recommend Snapper. You get all the advantages of a standard mower, and with this inexpensive mulcherizer, you can chew up cuttings so fine they become lawn food. When grass is too tall or moist for mulching, remove the mulcherizer and use the Snapper in the conventional way. No other mower on the market today can offer the versatility and the performance of a Snapper.
See Snapper mowers at these small engine city locations and at Kuiper OO Hardware in Golden Valley.
I'm Vince Kennedy, and if you've been thinking about a tough new pickup truck, one that gets better gas mileage than your present truck, here's some exciting news. Right now at Ridgedale Ford, you can lease a new F-150 pickup for just $99 a month. That's right, less than $100 a month for a new Ford truck. And best of all, you can choose from 60 trucks at this low lease rate. Thinking Ford, think Ridgedale, the home of the $99 a month Ford pickup.
That's right. I'm supposed to say something.
No, you don't have to.
The Twins and Brewers had a great series.
Hey, you know, we learn a lot of things from baseball.
Thing might go off.
Okay, and you learn a lot of things from life. You know, it's supposed to prepare you, sports and that sort of thing. You learn a lot of things from Jim Croce, like you don't step on Superman's cape, you don't spit in the wind, you don't pull the mask off the Lone Ranger, and you don't make the Milwaukee Brewers mad. Now, the Twins embarrassed Milwaukee with two astonishing comebacks, so today the Brewers made two comebacks of their own. Steve Pacini reports.
The Twins piled up 17 hits but couldn't turn enough of them into runs to win the game. Like this play in the 5th inning, Ben Ogilvy guns down Glenn Adams at the plate. Down 5-3 in the 9th, the Twins made another miraculous comeback, scoring one run on this Butch Weiniger sacrifice fly to deep left field. And then the Twins tie the game. Bombo Rivera legs out an infield to hit. Willie Norwood scores the tying run. But in the 10th, Mike Marshall on the mound, and Ben Ogilvy socks one over the 370 sign in right center field, and the Brewers outlast the Twins again, 6-5. Steve Pacini, News Center 11 Sports.
Great series. Too bad it turned out that way with the Brewers taking 2 out of 3. In a game that you really don't care much about, Chicago beats Seattle this afternoon 2-1. Also some games that are really not terribly important. San Diego over Atlanta, and Houston beats San Francisco. But some interesting news from San Francisco. That's Billy Matlock. Now, he's won a batting title for Chicago Cubs, you know, but he's not really a great, maybe just barely a good, certainly not a most valuable player. He is now, though, with his 4th team in 7 years, as the Giants traded him today, and also reliever Dave Roberts to the Pirates for Ed Whitson, who is also a reliever, and they tossed in a couple guys named Joe or Al or Fred. The Yankees are expecting help from the Reggie Bar. There he is. He's in the batting cage, taking his first swings at the ball. They're also expecting some help from the Goose. There he is. That's Goose Gossage. And Gossage worked out today along with Reggie Jackson. They're both expected back in the lineup soon. The Yankees need help before Baltimore pulls out of sight. Well, the NBA is closer than ever to coming to the Twin Cities, with John Carr announcing that he is interested in buying the Kansas City Kings. Would pay more money for that team than for an expansion franchise, moving the Kings here. You see, Kemper Arena in Kansas City was almost destroyed by a spring storm, and Kansas City Kings are in danger of losing an awful lot of money unless they find a place to play. In football, yes, it's just around the corner, but the Vikings don't open their camp for yet another month. The official date is July 25th at Mankato, but almost everyone else is getting started earlier. This is Bum Phillips now. He is the coach of Houston, and they begin next week. That's right, football next week begins on Tuesday. I guess it starts with a bum's rush with Bum Phillips. The Packers begin without Bobby Douglas, their big tight end-sized quarterback. He was not invited to the quarterback camp and running back camp that they've been having. In fact, he was left to make his own deal, and Bobby Douglas was so mad about that, he walked out, threw his helmet down, but it also was intercepted. Jimbo Connors survived a first... Yes, you got it. Okay. Jimbo Connors survived a first-set loss this afternoon and defeated a very tired Marty Reeson in Wimbledon. I want you to watch some of them. Went ahead and won. And we have the results from the second round of the ladies' tournament. The USGA Pub Links held out at Braemar. Kelly Fuchs and Laurie Merton are +6. They are leading. They're tied for lead. Sarah Levesque is +7, and local favorite Nikki Ruderfelt is 8 back of the leaders.
Okay, a name that means a lot to all of us. One of the real old-timers of show business and a great one, George Burns, was recently honored. And News Center 11 entertainment editor Nancy Nelson has more on that.
I have, Jim. At age 83, George Burns is in the middle of a very successful motion picture career, and he shows no sign of letting up. He's as unstoppable as he is funny. Recently in Kansas City, Missouri, at the National Convention of Theater Owners, he accepted an award as Entertainer of the Century.
You think I made it in this century? Wait till you catch me in the next century. Look, don't laugh. I'll be here. I have to be here. I'm booked.
But how to appropriately honor the Entertainer of the Century? For George Burns, what else? A 6-foot-long cigar carried by 100 beautiful girls.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry. I'll have to disappoint about half of these girls.
He was a successful comedian for so long with his wife Gracie Allen, and now in his advanced years a marvelous actor. What is his secret, his actor's philosophy?
You have to laugh, you laugh. If you have to cry, you cry. They want you to laugh, and if you cry, you're fired.
The Entertainer of the Century plans to be around for a long time to come.
See you in 42 more years.
George Burns. He's really something, isn't he, Jim?
I hope he is around another 42 years. We'll look forward to that. Yeah. That's an early edition of News Center 11. Please join us again at 10 for a late look at the day's top stories. For Glenn Burns, Bob Kurtz, all of us at News Center 11, I'm Jim Dyer. We'll see you later. Parts of the southeast.